If you blinked, you may have missed it. There was no mission accomplished banner, no grand address from the Oval Office, not even a victory tweet from Donald Trump. There was just a sudden ceasefire and a short statement from the US president. This is a story of America's Red Sea retreat. Yes, the US claims it stopped the Houthi bombing. It claims that it protected global shipping. But there's a lot that Washington is not telling the world. First, let's listen to what they're saying.
The Houthis have announced that they are not, or they've announced to us at least, that they don't want to fight anymore. They just don't want to fight. And we will honor that. And we will stop the bombings. And they have capitulated, but more importantly, we will take their word. They say they will not be blowing up ships anymore.
Now let me tell you about what the Americans are not saying. The US has lost 2 fighter jets and 7 multi-million-dollar drones. It has spent more than $1 billion, and yet the Houthis are still standing. Here's the fact of the matter. America did not win here. America backed out, and it backed out fast. Let's rewind to March this year, March 15th. The US launched Operation Rough Rider. The mission was to stop the Houthis. This is an Iran-backed rebel group based in Yemen, the Houthis. They've been attacking ships in the Red Sea, and they've been doing this since October 2023. It was a direct response to the Gaza war. The Houthis have targeted American ships and naval vessels. So Washington wanted to stop them. It launched an all-out bombing campaign. More than 1,000 US airstrikes rained down on Yemen. Hundreds of Houthi fighters were killed, weapon depots were destroyed, command centers were reduced to rubble. It looked like a blowout. But it failed to achieve the main aim. Washington had set out to destroy the Houthis, and that did not happen. Yes, the Houthis suffered heavy casualties, but they also hit back. And they took down costly American weapons, like the MQ-9 Reaper drones, the ones that India is also buying from the US, MQ-9. The ones that are also being used in Ukraine. These drones are for strikes and reconnaissance. The Houthis shot down 7 such drones. Each one costs around $30 million. They've lost 7. So the US has lost $210 million on drones alone. And that's not even the worst part. The US lost 2 fighter jets, not in combat, but in the sea. They should make a Hollywood film on this, on how to drop a fighter jet in the ocean, not once, but twice. Let me tell you how this happened. The aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman was stationed in the Red Sea. It came under a Houthi attack. To evade this attack, the warship made a sharp turn, a maneuver to dodge the incoming threats. But in the chaos, they dropped a fighter jet. An F-18 Super Hornet fell into the Red Sea. And then it happened again, just a week later. Another Super Hornet was coming in for a landing. The approach went wrong. The jet missed the mark. It went overboard and straight into the sea. This is said to be the world's most powerful navy. With the latest technology and the best weapons, they lost 2 fighter jets just like that. One Super Hornet costs around $60 million. One Super Hornet. So that's $120 million now sitting at the bottom of the Red Sea. And if you think that is bad, listen to what comes next. The US spent over $1 billion on Operation Rough Rider, $1 billion. What's the return on this investment? Lost jets, downed drones, and Houthis standing, firing at American assets. So Donald Trump pulled the plug. After all, if there's one thing he can do, it's spotting a losing deal. So the US chased a ceasefire. It was brokered by Oman. The Houthis agreed to it, and finally the bombing stopped.
No, it's not a deal. They've said, please don't bomb us anymore, and we're not going to attack your ships.
And where did you hear about that?
It doesn't matter where I hear it. The very good source, I could tell you. Very, very good source. Would you say, Marco? I would say pretty good, right, JD? A very good source. No, they don't want to be bombed anymore, you know. I sort of thought that would happen.
He makes it sound like the Houthis sued for peace and that the Americans won. It's an exaggeration to say the least. What Trump got here was basically a timeout. And to get it, he ended up blindsiding a lot of nations, like Israel. The Americans did not consult Israel. Just days before the ceasefire, the Houthi strikes hit Israel. So Israel felt almost betrayed by the Americans. And then there were the Gulf states, especially Saudi Arabia and the UAE. They have spent years and billions of dollars battling the Houthis, so this felt like Washington was leaving allies behind. And the Houthis tapped in on the sentiment. They warned Arab states to not trust America.
Will work to strengthen and expand its military actions that aim to end the aggression and lift the siege, and its military operations, including the air navigation ban on Lod Airport and the maritime navigation ban in the Red and Arabian Seas, will continue until this objective is achieved.
So in the end, what did the US really achieve? It did not defeat the Houthis. It did not stop all the attacks. And it did not reassure its allies. What it did do was spend over $1 billion, lose advanced drones, and embarrass a carrier fleet, and walk away from a battlefield it could not control. Operation Rough Rider was supposed to be a show of strength. Instead, it showed the world a superpower scrambling for the exit. And Donald Trump? He's already on the next story. Because in his world, if the mission failed, you just change the subject. Unfortunately for him, the facts do not go away. They sink to the bottom of the Red Sea, like America's war victories.